What you're looking at is one of the 2 hangar bays for the Regulus missiles. "30 feet that way is a reactor, 20 feet that way is a torpedo room full of torpedoes and missiles. You're also, hundreds of feet underwater. Just being on one is kind of nerve-wracking. Those Regulus missiles were pretty big. Take out all of New Jersey with those things. My name is Moreno. I am a U.S. submarine veteran. I served on the USS Hampton from 2003 to 2008. I am now a submarine consultant and analyst, and I founded submarines.reddit.com. Ask me anything. Where does all the poop go? Couple hundred dudes stuck in a tube. So you'll have these 2 tanks, and they'll fill up over the day. And there's different ways you can get rid of them, but the funny stories come out of what you call blowing sanitaries. You could actually blow all of the contents into the tank out to the ocean. But the problem is you have to isolate the tanks, and the way you isolate the tanks is right at the toilet. That ball valve right there is the only thing that protects you from all the stuff in the tank when they pressurize it. So if you were to take that handle and open it, all the contents come out of that. There's horror stories of the guys who will not pay attention. They'll walk in there tired, or falling asleep, and then they'll open it, and it'll come out like a geyser, and it'll hit you right in the face, and it hits the ceiling, and it blows all over the place, and it gets under your eyelids and stuff. It's really crazy. It's really nasty. What's the longest you have been submerged? Generally, when you talk to a submariner, any dates, numbers, those are generally going to be secret. So I can't tell you how many days exactly, but I can tell you it was over 50 days that we didn't do anything besides come up to periscope depth. How do you deal with not seeing sunlight for months? One of the things the Navy's really good at is they get you into a rhythm so you forget a lot of that stuff. You're just constantly busy, or you're tired so you sleep. So normally when I sleep with my leg out, and so if you tried to sleep with your leg out on here, you end up hanging out. So anytime somebody walks by and it's completely dark in here, they'll bump into your leg. So you have to learn how to sleep differently.
Where did you grow up?
So I was born and raised in Grand Prairie, Texas, which is a town in between Dallas and Fort Worth. I lived there for my whole life, 18 years. When 9/11 hit, I was right at the end of my junior year, and decided that I was going to join the Navy. But I wanted to do something special so that when I went back home, I had a story to tell, and I could say stuff like, "I can't tell you about that. If I tell you, I'm gonna have to kill you." Once you get the torpedo into the tube, torpedoes are actually wire guided. So when this torpedo is actually out in the water hunting, you can change the direction. You can make it go into a search pattern. You can make it, self-destruct.
What do you think people don't realize about what goes on underwater, especially between countries?
Well, the big thing is, we actually do missions. We go out and we go off the coast of countries we shouldn't be at, doing things we shouldn't be doing. They'll do what they call ISR, which is intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. So you send, because they're basically seawater ninjas, and you can't see them, and you can't see what they're doing, they can go and sneak up and go listen to these people doing this thing, or whatever the country needs to gather intelligence on, you can use a submarine for that.
So what is ultra quiet? What does that mean?
So ultra quiet is the quietest a submarine can rig itself for. The boat's gonna drive really, really slow. It's just gonna creep along. Everybody's gotta stay in their rack so they don't make any noise. Any type of machinery noise or any kind of bang you hear, all that stuff's gonna clue in a submarine that's tracking maybe a ship or another submarine. And then they can go, okay, well, we heard this bang, let's keep listening for it. Now, boom, we heard another bang. Okay, so now we can triangulate that spot. Now we know it's here, it's at this depth. The quieter you are, the better you can hear them. Did you ever hear whales singing underwater? So you won't hear them inside the boat. Like if we were sitting here like this, you probably wouldn't hear it, but I'd go up into sonar and you can hear everything that's out there. And there's a lot more than just whales. I mean, you can hear the whales, you can hear the dolphins. One time I walked in there and there's just click, 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 click. There's just a lot of clicking. And then so we were actually lining up to blow the sanitary tanks like I talked about before. And so we blew all the poop out in the ocean. Well, all of a sudden you can hear these shrimp go, and they start freaking out and they're loving it because, that's what they eat.
What does it feel like now to think about what you accomplished and everything you learned?
Well, the great thing about it is that life is so hard that once you get out, everything else is easy. So these are my dolphins. These are what you call the submarine warfare pin. So this is what you earn in the first year you're on your boat. So when you first get there, you don't really know anything. What you do is you qualify in submarines and you work to get these. You gotta learn every aspect of that boat. So the reactor, to propulsion, to weapons, to sonar, to general tactics. I carry these with me wherever I go because it's a good reminder of no matter what you come across, it's never gonna get more difficult than this. This is my biography.
Is there a moment you guys can have a beer or drink down there, or no?
No, American submarines aren't allowed to drink beer. Generally, the other countries can. We used to be able to smoke cigarettes, so you can kind of go take a break, go smoke a cigarette. But now with the new rules, they can't smoke cigarettes or anything underway anymore. So people are getting creative on how to find breaks and stuff. So.